great. Yeah, I was really blown away. I actually don't think you need to dumb down anything. I think everything that you've learned, everything you've done, it already works natively and works natively really well. In fact, works a lot better than a lot of potentially PCs that you're using today. Oh, goodness. Let me see. Absolutely. The answer to that is completely yes. But we do need to show that growth. Well, Dan, that depends. It depends on how fast the mobile version grows. There's plenty of stuff in the mobile version already to build on top of, as you've already done. If there's a great innovation on the mobile side that needs to make it to PC, there's no reason for that not to happen. Yes, whoever asked about the investors, you are correct. You do need to make them happy. As a startup who is not making ends meet by the contributions of the community as it is, there has to be something to keep them engaged, and they do believe in the team. And that's why we're still here, or many of us are here. Yes, mobile, I believe, will ultimately be more important to the PC, certainly in the short term. As far as the growth, I think that we will get far more exposure on mobile, and I know most of you are very savvy. There's really not nearly as much competition in that space, and the bar that you need to meet to really wow people is a good bit lower. I don't know the exact number. It's certainly less than half than was before, but a lot of the people that you've gotten to know over time, like Roche and Soida-san and Kaz and the crew, are still here. So we are smaller than we were, but there's still a lot of talent here, and development is not going to cease. We very much hope all the mobile users will come onto PC. In fact, the first versions, if you want to customize your character, we want to push everybody to the PC who's using it on the iPad. The second version will have direct registration directly in the pad. And pad, stage 1 is going to be iOS, but porting from iOS to Android, since we've already built the OpenGL renderer, is actually really not that big of a deal. So we'd like to see it work on all touch platforms as soon as possible. Regarding developer-to-developer exchange, I don't really know. It's something we talked about internally for a long time. I don't have a good answer for you there. No, the mobile app does not use the cloud renderer. It is a native renderer. It uses the ARM CPU cores and the GPUs built into the iPad to do everything locally. It doesn't require any broadband to function or any streaming or any additional costs. The PC client won't be technically supported, according to the blog. That's essentially because everyone's working on the mobile client. That doesn't mean it isn't online. It doesn't mean that there won't be bug fixes, but the focus of the company is very much on mobile from here on out. There is so much headroom in Blue Mars that we have not been able to support or to explore. I think that the opportunities for people to still do amazing things on the PC is very much there, even if there's not going to be the same level of PC support as there have been in the past. Davey, I would too. I don't really have an answer for you there. What type of environment would be? I think that's a really interesting question, Maxwell. I don't know. I have a feeling, my instinct is that what we're looking at today, we're all dense. We're all here together, and this is what I've enjoyed. We gave people the opportunity to make these enormous things, and they made them very enormous, and we didn't, get an opportunity to create the tools we wanted to make it easier to kind of magnet towards other people and bringing in, the visibility you needed to make these social clumps. So I suspect that the environments on the mobile side will be denser, They may not be as open and as expansive, but I don't know. There's no reason it can't be. I suspect just the state of the art will be that you make more detailed, smaller spaces. There's a question about Avatar funding through the iOS version. Absolutely, I mean, certainly when our management team decided to go on this track, it was because they thought that it could be successful, and they wouldn't have done that if they didn't think the resources were in place. So yes, and this is about making a better tomorrow for the platform and our customers. So yes, absolutely. Thank you, Fogwoman. I know I wish I could continue to answer on everybody's questions. Will our cities be accessible in Phase 2 or 3 of the mobile app? Certainly not Phase 2. The initial development will be around the avatars, and then multi-user avatars, and then rooms for the avatars. The huge high-def spaces you built in the PC city developer tool, it may be some time, and I don't know if they'll ever be 100% compatible, but my hope is that, when you bring in a lot of people through tablet, you have different, you think about the games that you play on your iPhone versus the games that you play on your PC. There's a time and place for a different, access medium. I think that the population of Blue Mars on PC is going to expand a great deal, and I think of all things that we could do to kind of boost this place, this is going to make a really big impact. Will there be cloud rendering still, even with a native renderer? I probably think so. I think the different teams, fortunately OnLive raised a huge amount of money, and I think over time that they're going to offer something beyond just a software game console. Crew like the Otoys and the Gaikais of the world are only going to get better and broader. There's no reason that these services shouldn't run over streaming. There's some integration effort that would need to be done here, but it's really not that big of a deal. Jay, will the stability improve? I don't know. I think that will depend. We probably won't be spending as much time QAing third-party cities as we did before, so a lot of the instability, some of it is caused by, although I've been online here for a while and I haven't had a crash, some of it is caused by conflict on the streaming assets like our clothing and our bodies, and some of it is caused by, conflicts in the cities themselves. I think that you'll see increased stability and bug fixes from the stream perspective. We're probably going to give people more latitude as far as lowering the QA barrier for cities that come online. So if somebody has created a city with a lot of bugs in it, it probably won't be that stable. But the overall platform stability should, be fine. I'd always like to see it more stable. But again, the focus is going to continue to be on mobile. There will be some bug fixes, but in general, the smaller crew here is going to continue to support Blue Mars on PC, but the new development effort is going to be on tying in, the mobile apps with the tools that we already have on the PC. Well, the question about fashion, I would say of the creative output that's gone into Blue Mars, fashion has been the most, broadly recognized. I think when people create characters and want to be unique, that fashion is important to them. That doesn't stop anybody from making impressive architectural, historical, or interactive spaces. If you guys have been to the really, killer cities that are in Blue Mars right now, the Idea Labs, the stuff that Ball State has made. I'm not going to leave anybody out. If I do, I'm sorry. There's so much headroom for people to make amazing things, and I think that the focus of the tablet applications, certainly at the beginning, is going to be fashion, but that doesn't mean the immersive spaces on the PC have to go that way. I think that, the sky is really the limit there. Now that you have an app for it needs a home to live in, yes, absolutely it does, and that is absolutely on the roadmap. It does need a home to live in. It's an extension of your personality. It's an extension of your expression. It's something that will need to be a part of any application. Hey, Dan, I would think so. The goal is to be as transparent as possible. Write the team, and I'm sure they can let you know whatever you want to know on what's coming next. So the answer to that is yes. Alessi J, yes. The Android tablets are going, odds are, if I had to put my money down, will probably outsell Apple products by the end of this year. So everything has been designed to be ported not just to iOS but to Android as well. Ooh, concurrency element. That's a great question. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Chatbot, yes. Oh, good. And if any of you have seen, if any of you were keeping up with CES and saw the Tegra 2 tablets, or have been keeping up with the rumors of iPad 2, the industry has only scratched the surface of what you can do in these handheld devices. The Tegra 2 is a really, really impressive architecture. By our estimates, you can easily render quite a few full-res Blue Mars characters at the same time, and some level of environment. They're awfully powerful, and to extend that, all of the new Intel CPUs have enough GPU resources. Essentially, it's as fast as an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. So I think you'll see a much broader install base for this type of next-gen content than we had just last year. Bye, Glenn. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Oh, hey, Mako, I don't know, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Probably not. Davey, we have a huge design for in-game event system. I have to be honest, I don't know when that will happen. There just aren't enough I think, in the short term to get that done. We had looked at contracting that out to a third party, and what they told us was we could do that for content that Avatar Reality made, but not for the content that you made, and that was just unacceptable. So that was on the table as something to do. I don't know when it will happen. It's not that it's not important. It's just I don't know if we'll have the resources to do that in some time. Well, it's in the plan, but it's going to be a little while, that's for sure. Yeah, probably so. Will you still need animations? Yeah, no, the animations work on mobile, so yes. Oh, good. Yeah, Dan, drop me a line. I'm not going anywhere.